The champagne glass quivered in my hand, not from its weight, but from the silence that followed her whispered words. "Relax," my sister said, brushing imaginary dust from her wedding gown. "The main event is about to start." She gave a sly wink. Outside, the music filtered through the curtains. Slow, deliberate, romantic. Guests laughed, oblivious to the fact that the bride's perfume carried calculation more than innocence. I stood next to her, pulse even, thoughts anything but. I assumed she was anxious. A bride usually is, but her eyes weren't nervous. They were expectant. Then my phone buzzed. A video. No caption. Just a shaky image of two figures in a dimly lit room. Half-dressed, entangled. Her hair unmistakable. His voice too familiar. My wife. My brother-in-law. The best man. The laughter outside twisted around me, warped into a distant echo. I watched silently until the screen went black. I looked up. My sister still smiling. That's when it hit me. She already knew. Vows echoed across the hall. "I do," she said. My wife stood among the bridesmaids, lips perfectly curved, eyes flicking too briefly toward the groom's side. My brother-in-law avoided her gaze, sweat beading under the lights. Cameras flashed. Applause swelled. Love filled the air like cheap perfume, thick and suffocating. I didn't clap. I smiled. That's what people do when the world cracks. They perform. From the corner of my eye, a movement near the catering table caught me. A subtle hand brushing another in shadow, quick, familiar. The same touch that had reached for me in the dark. The same lips that whispered false promises. The betrayal wasn't loud. It was quiet, measured, hidden beneath celebration's veil. Later, she leaned in to adjust my tie, voice soft, breath steady. "You okay?" I nodded. Watching. Watching what? The show. She smiled, clueless to the meaning. But my sister saw it. Bouquet in hand, eyes fixed on me. For a moment, it felt as if she observed me more closely than the groom. The night unfolded like a performance I alone was directing. While the guests danced, I slipped away, not to brood, but to confirm. The small signs had been there. Late messages, inside jokes that excluded me. The phone face down at my approach. Tonight, I needed certainty. In the coat room, her phone locked. In his jacket, a folded note. Room 209. 10 minutes. My pulse remained steady, breath calm. Something colder settled inside, precise, controlled. Outside, laughter echoed. My sister radiant, perfect in her dress. When her gaze met mine, expression shifted for a fraction, understanding. She knew. At 9:14 p.m., I saw them slip upstairs. I waited, let the illusion build, let the betrayal mature. The dance floor spun below, guests oblivious. When I finally climbed the stairs, the corridor was empty except for a faint sound behind the door. Room 209. Not passion, but greed cloaked as affection. I didn't knock. I didn't need to. I had already seen everything. Through the slight curtain gap, I watched. Her hands tracing familiar paths, his mouth on her shoulder. I closed the door quietly, returned to the reception, smiled. By morning, evidence was secure. The video wasn't random. It came from the hotel's security system. Someone wanted me to know. My sister. At breakfast, she sat across from me, veil gone, makeup wiped clean, face softened by exhaustion. "You saw it," she said. "Not a question." "Yes, they deserved it," she whispered. "You should know before anyone else." Calm, composed. "Why now?" "Because," she said, lifting her coffee cup, "the main event is starting today." By noon, the video spread, intentional. Family, guests, colleagues, all informed, scandal in white. My wife found me in the hall, tears forming. "How could you let this happen?" she asked, voice trembling. "I didn't let it happen," I said. "You did." I walked past her. Evening came. The reception's second act. The crowd thinner, whispers louder. She stood near the exit, mascara smudged, hair undone. My brother-in-law gone. I approached slowly, deliberate like a final scene. "You should leave," she said, not meeting my eyes. I stopped inches away. "No, you should." She turned, searching for anger, finding none. Just the reflection of her ruin. "I loved you," she said.
No, y whisperat.
"You loved being loved." Her face cracked slightly. I slipped my ring from my finger, placed it on the table beside her. A souvenir from the performance. Behind her, my sister watched. No smile, only quiet acknowledgement. The show was over. I left before the music stopped. Outside, night still, air heavy with rain and endings. My shadow stretched across the wet pavement. She called my name. I didn't turn. Nothing left to say. Truth burns quietly until only ash remains. My sister's wedding became a funeral of illusions. Hers, mine, theirs. Reaching my car, I understood her morning words. Don't worry, the main event is about to begin. She wasn't speaking of the wedding. She was speaking of freedom. I smiled for the first time that night. Sometimes the only way to start over is to let the world burn first.